Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. Drake is pungent as F on the grounds that the web has been joking him so hard for losing to Kendrick Lamar in their continuous Oceanside, and he is getting his reputed friendly benefactor Lucian Grainge to step in and get Kendrick to quit embarrassing him on his diss track. These two men have been beefing hard for a long time and talking over 10 years. However, it exploded a long time prior, and these men have been contending energetically from that point onward and dropping diss tracks against one another left and right. Anyway, Kendrick obliterated Drake with his last circle, uncovering Drake as a jerk towards young ladies, and it was muddled the following thing. We knew Lucian Grainge and General Music Gathering stepped in and attempted to menace Kendrick, yet know that Rick isn't about that life, and he CLA back at Lucian Gerhard, uncovering some more tea on Lucian Grainge and Drake, and he let me know that Drake has a representative whose occupation is to circumvent towns searching for very hot young ladies. He finds the young ladies and afterward he meets them, and out of the multitude of young ladies he meets, he picks the one that he imagines that is the best. Then he drives her to Drake's spot. Drake engages in sexual relations with her, and afterward he drives her home. Kanye wasn't lying when he alluded to Lucian as Drake's child daddy in light of the fact that Lucian just shouted out in Drake's protection in the midst of this continuous meet with Kendrick Lamar, and he's purportedly cautioning Kendrick to step back, or, in all likelihood, Drake has a rich child daddy named Lucian, so his streams in the number ones are all constrained by somebody named Lucian. Well, Lucian works for individuals who control the banks in Africa, who keep so for a few setting. Cody Drake and Crick have been grinding away for like weeks, yet they pulling back from this all-out nasty squabble. These two men totally disdain one another, and it's to the greatest advantage of everyone included that these two never be in a similar room in light of the fact that owing to be untidy even than it is presently at first, the tie was even, and Drake was standing his ground and against Kendrick, sort of, which isn't astonishing in light of the fact that he was quick to deliver his whole diss track against him. I mean, sure, Kendrick dissed Drake on his melody with Metro Boomin like that. However, at that point, Drake dropped two diss tracks named Tailor Made and Push-Ups, where he hammered Kendrick, calling him out for being a skeptic. Then Kendrick hit the studios and dropped Rapture, in which he taunted Drake for 6 minutes in a row, bringing up how Drake was encircled by reluctant rivals, and uncovered Drake for paying individuals to give him to Kendrick, and Drake was not going to go down easily. And he dropped another diss track titled Family Matters, where he brought back those gossipy tidbits about Kendrick supposedly putting hands on his life partner, Whitney Better. Believe it, those equivalent bits of hearsay that Kendrick once denied on the Morning Meal Club. Goodness, wah. This is valid, no doubt, when they said you were in Vegas and you beat some person ridiculous and you did something to some female. Better believe it, and they said they had proof and all of this, and afterward I at absolutely no point ever heard anything about it in the future. No doubt, cause it's absurdity that's the most oblivious stuff I have all time made up on that I question it, and you realize that individual, whoever made that up, owes an expression of remorse, not to me, but rather to ladies that really go out there and get manhandled. You dig what I'm talking about? That's a main problem. Furthermore, to put an individual name that you realize represents somebody way better that's been raised, or way better than that, that's not cool. There are individuals out there that truly get manhandled, and there's ladies out there that get mishandled and don't say anything, and carry on with their lives through that. So I was like, I'm sure assuming that happened, there would have been a police report. You would have been captured. That's silliness. That's oblivious. That's all uninformed. 100% when you hear things in the news, certain things I accept about Craftsman. That story, I didn't even think that was remotely cozy about you, and I resembled there. No, he likewise blamed Kendrick for being a terrible dad to his 2 children that he has with Whitney, saying on some ease, I need to understand what Whitney needs. All that infatuation was over in your late adolescence. Why you never hold your child and let him know. Say, Cheddar, we could have let the children out of this. Don't fault me. He then uncovered that Whitney had gone behind Kendrick's back with his administrator, Dave Free, asserting that one of Kendrick's kids wasn't his organic kid and that Whitney had given Dave's youngster to Kendrick as his. He said, you a canine, and you understand what you simply play. Sweet your child, mom subtitles continuously shouting, save me. You did her filthy all your life. You are attempting to make harmony. I heard that one of them small children may be without day. Don't make it day free, because in the event that your GM is your Shaft and Mystery Beatty, it's all checking out to me. Hello? Let that show to breath now, him seeming like provocative red. Yet fans additionally brought up how unusual it was that Whitney doesn't truly follow Kendrick via online entertainment, yet she follows Ray in addition to each time she posts her children. Dave generally gets up in their remarks, leaving emoticons whatnot, and this had individuals contemplating whether there was a reality to Drake's guarantees. However, once Drake opened that entryway and acquired Kendrick's children and life partner, the hamburger, it turned into a no-holds-bar match for Kendrick in light of the fact that he took that risk to think of one of his most stunning, dirtiest diss tracks throughout the entire existence of rap. He dropped a diss title, Meet the Grams, where he uncovered Drake for purportedly having a mysterious girl and furthermore uncovering Drake for supposedly being a jerk and a PDF document. If you catch my drift, he even got down on Drake's mother and father for cooking a dreadful man, saying Sandra plunked down. What I'm gonna say is weighty. Now listen, your son's a debilitated man with 6 considerations. I think ninjas like him ought to pass on him, and Weinstein ought to get effed up and sell until the end of their lives. He loathes people of color, hypersexualizing with the lord of a Nio obsession, and developed beard growth since he comprehended being a bear just fit him better. He got sex wrongdoers on Jovio that he keep on a month-to-month stipend. A kid ought to never be compromised, and he keeping his youngster around him. We gotta bring up our little girls knowing as hunters like him, hiding yet this is exceptionally stunning all in light of the fact that there have for some time been bits of gossip about how dreadful Drake is. With regards to these young ladies, there have additionally been different charges that he holds while Diddy-like gatherings in Toronto with secondary school young ladies being his interest group, and this has been supposed to be something of a loosely held bit of information in Toronto. In the event that I am being genuine with you, brother, experiencing childhood in secondary school, 16, 17, 18, having a keen interest in the baddest young lady in your school and afterwards seeing her post at Drake's house each and every time seeing Drake and the follows you done, do you realize how debilitating that is to a youthful teen kid in Canada? So assuming that on Drake's visit, this was the person who did all the tech stuff, and he let me know that Drake has a worker whose occupation is to circumvent town, searching for very hot young ladies. He tracks down the young ladies, and afterward, he meets them, and out of the relative multitude of young ladies he picks the one that he thinks will be the best. Then he drives her into Drake's spot. Drake has intercourse with her, and afterward, he drives her home, so essentially Drake has his own confidential kindling all when I let you know that Kendrick was in Beasto when he recorded that refrain child. He even uncovered Drake for having a mysterious little girl that he continues to hit from the world and world from the children, and Meet the Grams. Kendrick additionally said you lied about your child. You lied about your little girl, huh? You lied about those other KS that's out there trusting that you come. So what this fundamentally is talking about is that Drake has supposedly concealed not 1 yet 2 children from the world. And right now Kendrick was gobbling Drake up, and Drake was battling for his life against the entire whole web. Drake chose to drop another diss track against Kendrick named The Crucial Step 6, yet tragically it didn't in light of the fact that the just thing that he needed to say was that Whitney was undermining Kendrick and that Kendrick was supposedly undermining Whitney, which he previously let us know on Family Matters in the Heart Section 6, Drake said. And why isn't Whitney denying the claims? For what reason is all she following Dave free? And I missed a confidence you haven't. To seeing the children in a half year of distance is wild. They leaving hard emoticons under pics of the kid. He shut things off by returning to the DB claims, and he proposed to save Whitney from Kendrick, saying, and Whitney, you can hit me assuming you want some help, and when I say I hit your back it. Secure a commitment currently. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.